Okay, everyone, we are wrapping up Crownsman's section of Mining Now at CIM Montreal. But the event is not over. I will let Angela Hamlyn, the CEO of CIM, talk a little bit about that. This is the unofficial but sanctioned. Angela, can we say this is sanctioned now?
What sanction?
This show.
Oh, it's sanctioned.
Yeah, it's sanctioned. So this is the unofficial but sanctioned CIM convention wrap and tap. Mining Now at CIM Montreal 2023.
What does but sanctioned mean?
Guys and ladies and gentlemen.
You started it.
I know. You did.
This is brought to you by Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer. I'm sure Angela will have something to say about that. With over 600, yeah, let's just stop this nonsense. Which is has over 600 beer reviews, news and rants. Visit comdb.ca or just Google Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer, and you will certainly know you have found it because Roy writes a lot of them, and you know Roy. Angela, Roy, thank you for joining us on this, maybe the most important show at CIM. Is that an exaggeration to say that this is the event?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a big exaggeration. Yeah.
It is an important one.
It is important.
Yeah.
And important.
Especially the after show. 125 years. We're going to keep it to 15 minutes, and I'm going to have to try to pack it as much as we can. So, Rory, you have to be quick with the beer. Before I can say it, I want to say that we do miss Rory. You and Rory have had a feud that goes back quite a few years now. You just got rid of him. And Angela, you're in, Rory's out. I'm not saying I'm happy, I'm not saying Rory's happy, but we're here. We're still doing the show. We'll move on.
We're all professionals
We're all
here.
professionals, yeah. I think choices had to be made. Rory, what beer do we have?
We have, now this was, Angela made a request for an IPA. Jerrod hates an IPA more than the Leafs. But
I did not say
Angela
that.
trumped Jerrod in this one. So we've got a hazy IPA.
You're a Montreal fan?
I think that's very appropriate. Hazy
You
IPA.
might be a Montreal fan after this, a Brasseur de Montreal fan, because that's the brewery. And it's called Normanville. And it's
Got a good.
You've been busy. You're going after that beer.
They say it's it has to do with the picture on it is the ancient Rosemont smokestacks.
Okay.
Which
I can't pretend to know what that is, Roy, unfortunately.
yeah,
I have to be honest on the show.
we won't go there unless Angela knows.
I would like to say that good choice, hazy IPA. After
an
say
event?
before this event, we have our board meetings and annual general meeting, and in the lead up in the 4 days before. So
Yeah.
day 3 of the event.
But there is a
A little
fourth day.
hazy. There is absolutely.
Yeah, you're not done yet.
Oh, very not done.
Cheers,
There's a full
Angela.
day of programming. Cheers.
Cheers.
Roy.
Cheers.
What's the new show called?
To
Dames drinking?
see this. Grand Dams Sipping Suds.
Yeah, new show.
New show.
Do I get to keep
Stay
my job
tuned.
as host?
Stay tuned.
Am I out as host?
We'll see. We'll see. How do you like your IPA?
I just love IPA. I'm wearing branded shirts. Like I'm.
And I'll be grand damned.
We go. Okay.
Grand Dam in the Cobalt.
What happens tomorrow? Sorry, I'll let you have your drink.
That's it. So as usual, we start off with a marquee event in the morning. So every day this week we've had a marquee event on the main stage. So tomorrow a panel. That way we find we can bring everybody together, get the conversation started in the morning. And then the technical sessions as well. And a luncheon, a keynote speaker, plus because tomorrow the event, the trade show's over. So there is a luncheon that's open to everybody with a keynote speaker. And of course, a full day of technical programs that goes right till the end of the day, and the closing reception at the end of the day as well.
Next year, I'm going to completely. I've just handed off all my interviewing duties to everybody else, so I'll actually be in those technical programs next year because I'm not going to be doing anything. I'll just be handing it off to Rory and Rory and that.
You will expand your knowledge exponentially.
Exponentially,
Well,
yes.
unless you can divide
should be
yourself into
presenting.
475 people, because there are like 475 papers that are given. 11, I believe it's 11 streams and 13 rooms.
Wow.
Kind of gives you a sense of the enormity of it.
And these are like, there's white papers, like this is a lot of technical.
They are technical papers.
Protecting our people. There's a whole stream on safety, very important part of the show.
Yeah.
Rory, how did you like your beer?
I like it.
Angela?
I like it.
I like
love
it.
I love it.
It's a hazy IPA. There's a little bit of fruit, a little bit of, but it's not very hoppy, not very bitter.
At all.
It's kind of a nice light IPA. What do you think, Jerrod?
It's so good, and it just I'll have it again for sure.
Yeah.
No, actually,
by
it is
the
quite
time
good.
you're done, you'll
Okay.
It actually
Yay,
is good.
see?
Yeah. I was going to say, by the time you're done, you'll be full of it.
125 years, Angela. How is the CIM celebrating it? What are you looking forward to? You've got Vancouver next year. You've got all these events throughout the year. To try to compress CIM into a couple minutes is impossible. So maybe just give us the thing to stand up for you.
So obviously we kicked it off here at our big event, but really this is a celebration that we want to happen all for the rest of the year as well. So you've seen some of our marketing, 125 years of what? Of collaboration, of celebration, we kind of fill in the blanks in terms of what it means to you.
Yeah.
We will bring it to different events. So we're trying to roll this out to CIM's societies and our branches and our committees to integrate that into make that celebration really as part of the whole community.
Yeah.
And again, looking back to 125 years of a pretty storied history. At the same time, actually, this year, CIM's poised to start looking at our next strategic plan for the next, actually, we're going to look at like, what does a modern institute look like 10, 20 years from now. So it's a good time, again, milestones, good time to look back in terms of, what you're about, and then kind of what you want to be for the future.
Well, looking back, you've got gentlemen like Roy. He's only 40 years old, but he's done a lot in the industry. But just the depth of people that are involved, people like Roy and so many around that they contribute so much, not just knowledge, but bringing young people like our crew is a very young crew, and bringing us into the industry, making us feel part of it, and then we start to share and bring other people in. Can you just talk about that, some of the people that are working with you?
The volunteers, the volunteer body of CIM is like nothing I've ever witnessed. So, you see this show, and obviously there's a commercial machine behind this, but all the content, I talked about those over 400 papers, they're delivered by volunteers. The entire program, we have a program committee, all those marquee events. It takes a year to put together a program and an event of this size. I don't get to go to a lot of the technical sessions because our societies and committees, et cetera, have meetings while we're here behind the scenes. It takes a lot to power a pretty big, complex organization like this. And again, volunteers like Roy and like so many people that just really give up their time.
Yeah, they keep you pretty busy. You're always going somewhere, Roy.
Yeah. Always doing something.
What's it like for you, though, Roy? And I want your perspective of looking back on the years with CIM. When I first interviewed you, you said about, I forget how old you were when you first joined it, but it's been a long road.
Well, Angela knows part of my commitment. We talk about one CIM, but what that really means is recognizing the branches, the societies, the sponsors, national, all of the members, all of the groups we work with. And sometimes when you come from one part of the organization, you don't have an understanding of what the other groups are doing because it's such a big organization. So we worked hard during my term, and Angela did, to better understand what the branches were doing and the societies and all the different volunteers. And I think that's given everyone a much better understanding of the, not just the size of CIM, but all the contributions people are making. So it's very exciting time for CIM.
Yeah, and this past year we've kind of resurrected that practice. Anne-Marie Touton, who is our immediate past president, we got to 6 of the societies, about half of them, so we're going to continue that. And Mike Cinnamon, who is our president as of last Sunday, and we have a commitment to finish visiting all of the societies and as many branches as we can. So that whole idea of one CIM community is like strong, and you were, a strong architect of that.
You think Mike Cinnamon's going to spice things up a bit?
I'd say.
All right, I can't laughing is involuntary. I'm sorry.
I can't say anything. Lips are sealed.
Very serious question, though.
Uh-oh.
How important is beer at this event?
Oh.
It really is an important
Really depends
part.
on who you ask, I think.
Yeah.
Although I just got back from the Underground Operators Conference in Brisbane. I'm sorry, they take their beer consumption to another level.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a bar. There's a bar.
But
A bar for the bar.
Yeah, and a pour for the poor.
But that networking element, it's bringing so many people in from all across Canada, from around the world. It's pretty special to be
I
here.
preach that to the students. And not the beer drinking, the networking, how important networking is, getting to know people, and it's not about marketing. People have traditionally thought about networking as marketing, but collaboration, innovation, all the different things that happen when you work with other organizations and you know other people. So that's one of the key things about these conferences.
It's interesting. I was at the student industry luncheon, and I sat at maybe 3 different tables, and a lot of graduating students. What do you want to be? A lot of people want to be a consultant, and they're young people. So, you might want to get out there and get some experience in the industry, but especially, and I said the same thing, meet people. Yeah. You're going to meet people at these things, you don't know, like 10 years from now, 20 years from now, you're going to run into them. It is a small world. The world of mining is
and you can't
so small.
You can't do it through online. I mean, I host an online show, so obviously I love online. But even
a
when
component.
we're doing mining now, we were trying to figure it out. And I remember at CIM in Montreal when we hosted that together. During COVID and everything. Yeah. We actually had a chance. It was a 5-minute conversation, but it was in person.
Yes.
And we got a chance to say, what do we want to do with the show? What's it going to be? And it was so much easier from there.
Nothing beats it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it gives you can see the person's body language, everything about it.
Yes.
And I think it's really important, especially for up-and-coming people in the industry, to know you have to take the time to get out there and meet people.
It might look different than we think it does.
It might, yeah.
I was thinking about when we did remotely some pilots for the Cranky Old Men Drinking Beer podcast. Yeah. And I was thinking about what that would be like in person, like we're doing. Anyway, I'm digressing and making a plug for a company that has no revenue.
You finally got Rory out. You've been angling at that for a long time. It wasn't easy to convince me, but I understand your point. He's gone.
It's that extra R.
Yes.
And for those for you out there,
and now we've kicked out men.
looking for an alternative, the Grand Dams, sipping suds, but we are inclusive.
So we still can show up.
So you can show up.
Okay.
Jerrod can show up.
I can show up if I've got a camera and I'm hosting and promoting. Everybody, thank you so much for all the support.
Some numbers?
Do you want,
we've got information. We got information.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just step aside. You take over the information.
So I got the latest stats from my group. So essentially, we've just broken every record this year. 7,305 registrants. Wow. That's earlier today, so it could even be more than that, but that's a record for us.
Very busy today.
Compared to like 6,000 in previous years?
Yes, closer to 6, yeah.
Just so people know.
Over close to 1,800 delegates, 159 students. We had a really strong mentorship program this year with 86 mentors and 123 mentees. Let's see what other stats I hear. I put it on the back of here. And 478 exhibitors. Again, sold out the trade show floor. So such strong support. Our sponsors have been so enthusiastic and so supportive. Couldn't do it without it. And also appreciate Mining Now.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun.
It's become a part of our DNA.
We even roped Rory into hosting episodes.
What a problem. And so the gala last night was sold out, I think.
Sold out.
Because it was a full house. I didn't get the co-host Mining Podcast of the Year award. But
Roy, oh my goodness, Roy got 2 awards and was on stage 3 times. So Roy
fell down
Still
one.
wasn't enough.
The
You were
third
trying to
time
get up there
was
again.
a trip.
He got quite a prestigious CIM award, which is
I
the
heard.
Distinguished District Award, and he will be. Well, he likes to call himself an extinguished lecturer, but he'll be a distinguished lecturer this year as well.
It's a fine line between the two.
And you're welcome for all the mentoring I've done for hosting shows. And
You,
just in
you
case-
have
it's
no idea how much I appreciate that.
I'm sure.
But yeah,
There
you'll
was
be
a-
able to give that talk to branches and student
Yeah.
chapters and across the country.
There was a gala. Women in Mining is on right after this.
right after this,
A great
5 o'clock.
event
Yep.
supporting diversity. Komatsu tonight is
Celebrating something.
is
Yeah.
free for all. It's
Yes.
not a free for all. It's free
I
for all.
have been to it, so it's
Yep.
a little bit of both, but yeah.
And the CIM staff, I can't. My heart.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're just too wild at
Yeah.
Komatsu. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't keep up.
Well, for that, you know what? They work hard. One of our
Yeah. Work hard,
mottos:
play hard.
Work hard, play hard.
Yep.
So yeah, they've been known
And
to
they take-
want to
and
dance a bit.
I love after the event, you'll go to email someone from CIM, and it's like, I'm on vacation. On the back, the day after the event is
And
done, it's
deserve
like,
it.
I am gone
and,
for a week.
Yeah.
and well deserved.
Yep.
For sure.
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody. We are going to wrap up the show. Did I
Thank
miss
you.
anything?
No, we're good.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay.
Always more. Always so much
There's
going
always
on.
something more.
Yeah.
But we are going to leave it there. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Roy. Thank you, the entire CIM crew, for hosting us here as well.
125 ans.
They're starting a side conversation, and I'm not going to try French.
125 years
Thank you, everybody.
for you Vancouverites.
See you on the next episode. Bye-bye.